Hey folks, this is another lesson in a series that aspires to teach Google Apps Script's Gmail app to beginners. In previous lessons, we've learned how to send emails, how to send HTML emails, how to add attachments, how to send messages on carbon copy or blind carbon copy, how to access the threads from our Gmail inbox, how to read the subject lines, how to access the email bodies, how to collect attachments and create Google Drive files, how to label emails, and how to mark emails as read or unread. We're going to resume by navigating to the Files menu, where we'll be adding a script file. You can call this file whatever you want to. I'm going to call it m_delete_email. I'm going to hit enter. Now the reason that I use m underscore is so that I can organize my file directory. So if I want to move something up, I can change the letter. If I want to move something down, I can change the letter. This way, my directory is organized in a way so that I can quickly scan it and find the file that I want. The focus of today's lesson is how to move emails to trash. This will allow you to automate the deletion of emails if they have a specific subject line. I'm going to clear out the boilerplate code of the new file, and I will begin by creating a function. You can call this function whatever you want to. Mine will be called delete capital E email. I'm not going to be passing any arguments to this email, so I'm going to open up a set of parentheses that will have no arguments within them. I'm going to hit the right arrow on my keyboard. I'm going to hit space. I'm going to add a set of curly brackets. I'm going to hit enter twice. Now, I just want to note before starting this lesson that we will be deleting emails. When you run this function, they will not be permanently deleted, but they will be moved to your trash can. And if memory serves correctly, I believe Gmail automatically deletes the messages permanently after 30 days. So please be careful when working with this logic system, because I don't want you to delete things that you don't want to and then have a bunch of headaches on your hand. We're going to begin by adding 2 slashes for a comment and hitting space. The first thing that we will do is access the Gmail app. So we're going to hit enter and tab. We're going to declare a variable. You can call this variable whatever you want to. I'm going to use the word inbox. I'm going to set it equal to capital G, Gmail, capital A, app. I'm going to use .get capital I, inbox, capital T, threads, and I'm going to open up a set of parentheses. I'm not going to be passing any arguments to these parentheses, so I can hit the right arrow on my keyboard. I'm going to add a semicolon, hit enter twice. I'm going to align the indentation of my cursor so that line 6 aligns with line 3. I'm going to hit shift tab. I'm going to add 2 slashes for a comment. In previous videos in this series, we've discussed that the inbox variable returns an output of an array of Gmail thread objects. So if you would like to access the email subject line or the message body or the message attachments, you have to loop through the inbox variable. If you would like more explanation on that, please consult some of the other videos in this series. We are going to iterate through the inbox variable. We're going to hit enter and tab, and we are going to do so by using a for loop. We're going to open up a set of parentheses. We need to declare an iteration variable. In most cases, the letter I is what is used in most systems and programming languages, so that's what I'm going to use here. So I'm going to say for I in space, and then I'm going to reference the variable on line 4, in this case, inbox. I'm going to hit the right arrow on my keyboard. I'm going to hit space. I'm going to add a set of curly brackets. I'm going to hit enter twice. And now I'm going to add 2 slashes for a comment where I will define the subject line. I'm going to hit enter and tab, and I'm going to declare a variable that I will call subject line. You can call it whatever you want to. I'm going to set it equal to inbox square bracket I. So I'm referencing the variable on line 4 as well as the iteration variable from line 7. That will allow us to access each item in the inbox array, also known as a list. I'm going to hit the right arrow on my keyboard and then add a dot. And now we are going to get first message subject with an open parentheses. I'm going to hit the right arrow on our keyboard and we are going to add a semicolon. I'm going to hit enter twice and add some logging just to ensure that your code is working correctly to this point. So we're going to add some logging for transparency. We're going to hit enter and tab, and we're going to use capital L logger.log, open up a parenthesis, and we will use subject capital L line. We're going to hit the right arrow on the keyboard. We are going to add a semicolon. You can hit run at this point, which is what I will do, and you'll see that I got an error. Now the reason for that is because I changed the name of my function from my capital F function to delete email. And because I didn't hit save before doing so, the option up top here did not say my function. Now you can say it says delete email. So when I hit run, you'll see that I am now getting a bunch of all the subject lines from my inbox. The message that I would like to delete is called please mark this email as read. So if you go to my inbox, or I'll go to my inbox, you'll see that I have this message here called please mark this email as read. And the very next message is help on code. So you can see that it is please mark this email as read, help on code. That's an indication that my logic is working as expected. I'm going to comment out line 13, which I will do so by using command /, which is the keyboard shortcut for comment. Additionally, if you do not know the keyboard hotkey for doing so, you can manually do it by going to the front of line 13, adding 2 slashes and a space, and it does the same thing. We're going to go to the end of line 13, and we're going to hit enter twice. We're going to align our cursor with line 9, so we're going to hit shift tab once. We are now aligned with line 12, and then we're going to hit it again, and now we're aligned with line 9. So my apologies if I think I said a different number. We want it to be aligned with line 9 so that the comment subject line is aligned with line 15. We're going to add 2 slashes for a comment where we will add conditional logic for the emails I want. We're going to hit enter and tab. And we're going to use an if statement. So we're going to say if, open parentheses, subject line, or whatever your variable on line 10 is, double equal sign, single quote. And now you're going to enter the subject line for the email that you want to delete. So in my case, I want to do please mark this email as read. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to say please space mark space this email space as read. And hit the right arrow on my keyboard twice. I'm going to hit space. I'm going to add a set of curly brackets. I'm going to hit enter twice. I'm going to add 2 slashes for a comment. And now I'm going to add some logging for transparency. I'm going to hit enter and tab. And what I'm going to do is hit logger.log, open parentheses. And what we're going to try and do is just use subject line. I'm going to hit the right arrow on my keyboard. And what I'm hoping is that when I hit run, we are only going to get subject lines that have that match the subject line of please mark this email as read. So I'm going to hit run. So of course, use an email subject line that you want to use. So you can see that right now on my screen, the only subject line I have is please mark this email as read. And then this pinwheel here is indicating that the script is continuing to run. So this is a pretty good indication that the logic is working as expected. And now we've seen that the script has completed without error, and we only had one subject line in here. So that's a really good indicator to us that our logic is correctly isolating only subject lines that match the string that we are comparing to, which in this case for me is please mark this email as read. So now that we have this logic in here, we are going to, I'm going to comment out that logging because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to be on line 19. I'm going to hit enter twice. I'm going to add 2 slashes for a comment, and I am going to move the thread to trash. I'm going to hit enter and tab, and I am going to do inbox square bracket I. I'm going to hit the right arrow on my keyboard. I'm going to use dot, and I'm going to say move to, and then you can see that we have a couple different options here. We can move to archive, we can move to inbox, we can move to spam, or we can move to trash. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have an open set of parentheses. We don't need to pass any arguments. We're going to hit the right arrow on our keyboard. We're going to add a semicolon, and we're going to hit save. So at this point, I am going to hit run. Again, I'm just going to say, be very careful about what you move to trash if you do not want to move something to trash. There are some ways using logger.log that you can add some confidence to your workflow to make sure that you are deleting what you want to. In this case, we have a generically static set of logic here where it's not going to run if we don't want it to. But I feel really good about this, and I am going to hit run. So I'm going to wait for my code to compile. And once it's completed, we're going to go to my inbox, and I am going to check to make sure that the message that I want moved to trash successfully was moved to trash. Cool. So we have completed. I'm going to go back to my inbox. You can see that I have one unread email, which is please mark this email as read. I'm going to hit refresh, and you can see it is no longer in there. And when I open up my emails, you can see it is no longer in my inbox. So I'm going to go down to more. I'm going to go to trash. And now you can see, please mark this email has been moved to trash. And as I noted, messages that have been in trash for more than 30 days will be automatically deleted. So even if you do move something into trash, you have the ability to get it out if you really wanted to.